What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And today we're going to be looking at some really extreme orange snakes. I know a lot of guys and gals out there who breed snakes love the deep, clean orange of a ball python that has a lot of orange dream in it, fire, yellow belly. You could even put some banana in there, to get a little bit of purple into that nice, clean orange look. But, we want to produce these great orange snakes. And, unfortunately, we're so caught up nowadays in pied and clown, and everything's got to have pied and clown. And if it doesn't have pied and clown, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. But to tell you the truth, I think some of these, super orange dream, the Enchi stuff, the fire, yellow belly, these genes, even red stripe, these genes clean stuff up so much that, like, who cares if there's clown or pied in it? Yeah, it looks a little cooler, but sometimes when you have such a bright, vibrant snake, you don't even need anything else in it. And sometimes these other genes can mess up the beauty of what you're seeing. So let's go in. I'm going to show you some of my holdbacks from 2018 and 19 and show you some of the great orange snakes that I produced. All right, here's a beautiful female that I produced. We'll start off with her. She is, now a lot of these snakes, I'm not even sure sometimes what a lot of these genes are in here because they're so extreme that I have to prove these things out by just breeding them. But I think this is Angie Fire, Orange Dream, Pinstripe, Red Stripe. You can tell a lot better when it's a female. It almost looks super Angie because of the head being pinched off there, but I think that has a lot to do with the pinstripe in there. I think if it was super Angie, this would be a lot cleaner looking. But that's an orange snake. That female's a really orange snake, and I kept her back because of that fact that I loved how orange she is. Now, I would like to get some of this noise, as I call it, cleaned up a little bit. And I think if we can get, I don't think that she could be super orange dream, and maybe she's only one copy of Enchi. If I can get another Enchi copy into her, I think that we would see a much cleaner snake. I wouldn't mind getting some banana in there too, because turn all that purple. It would be like a purple looking snake. So this female's really cool. I learned, and I've talked about this over the last couple of videos that I've done, pinstripe really adds a lot of orange to a snake, especially when you combine it with orange dream and Enchi and fire and yellow belly. So pinstripe actually is something that's really useful if you're trying to make the most orange snake possible. So this girl is hopefully, I don't know if she's gonna breed this year. She's eating great, but I just don't know if she's gonna be big enough. We'll see. She might be a late breeder. Maybe we'll get her more into January. We'll start breeding her. She's probably right on that cusp of being big enough, but I just don't think that she's gonna cut it this year. All right, now this little girl is a littermate to the other one I just showed you. Now let's see if we can get her to show her face here. Now you can tell, look how clean she is compared to the other one. She obviously is, I would definitely call her super Enchi right off the bat. Definitely orange dream. I don't know if it's super orange dream. There's the potential. She's a possible super orange dream for sure. She's definitely red stripe, and which was more apparent when she was younger. And she's definitely, I think she's fire too, because she's really yellow and she's been getting yellower, and that usually is fire. We'll do that. So let me see if I can get her out here. Like I said, she's being difficult. She's, like I said, cleaner than the other one, but the other one's was a little more orange. This one's a little more yellow, and so I think this fire, and I definitely would say super Enchi. You can see the head being pinched off. There's no pinstripe in this, so because there's no pinstripe, I think that head pinching, where it's just squeezed. When we say head pinching, we're talking about the pattern on the head is like pinched down. You can see it right there, where it comes to like a little, almost like two little pinched off areas there, and that's usually super Enchi. So she wants to hold on to my hand here. So once again, these snakes have so much potential, because if I breed them to, like, say my orange dream, banana, Enchi, yellow belly, pied, we're gonna produce some crazy, wacky, kooky stuff, and we're gonna produce a lot of super Enchi, super orange dream, getting that banana in there, which is what I'm looking to do. And I think we have some potential to produce some really orange snakes. And once again, you don't need clown in this. You don't need pied in this. Would it be nice? It might be, but maybe not. It might ruin the continuity of what you're seeing here. I mean, this is just, as an adult snake, and once again, we all know that Orange Dream gets better. So does I think Enchi as they get older. And this snake has gotten better. It was beautiful when it was born, but it's different now, but it's also just as beautiful. All right, here's the brother to these two. Those two were holdbacks. This guy is actually on Morph Market for sale. And I think I'm crazy. Now that I'm looking at him and seeing how amazing this guy is, I think I'm going to hold him back. He's ready to breed. He's big enough. He's old enough. He's super Enchi, super Orange Dream Fire. I'm almost positive. That's why the other ones I didn't think were super Orange Dreams. This guy is just so intense. Look at all the blushing in here. I mean, he is just vibrantly orange. He's very clean. He has no, dirtiness to him. I don't think there's, I think I have a question mark on Fire. I'm not sure with the Fire. He's very orange. He's not that yellow, but he's gotten better when he's gotten older, but Orange Dream does that too. So I call them Super Orange Dreams, Super Enchi, and Fire. No pinstripe, no red stripe that I can see in here, and just all kinds of wackiness, going on here. And this is a lot of the Super Enchi in there. So very happy with him. He's, like I said, he's getting so much better as he's getting older. I really think I'm going to keep him. I mean, maybe even bring him back to one of his sisters. I mean, just to bring out the best of the best. And we're going to do that. Or maybe, look, you could breed him to a normal and get good stuff. That's how nice he is. Because everything, these Super Enchi, Super Orange Dream, everything you're going to hit him with is going to be Enchi and Orange Dream. So right off the bat, you're doing well for yourself. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to hold it back. I just might, only because, like I said, maybe breed him back to one of the sisters to really see how much orange and how much Enchi and how much Fire we can bring out. Problem is, if they're both Fire, we can get Super Fire stuff, which is nice, but it kind of hides all the other great stuff in there. So I don't like to do Fire to Fire when I'm trying to bring out like more oranges and really, enhance like an animal that I'm doing. But I don't think he's got Fire in him. I don't know. You guys always make really good suggestions to me. There is some flaming going on here, so there definitely could be some Fire in here for sure. All right, now I should have started with other snakes first. The other one, the first couple I showed were so orange that everything looks anticlimactic. But this guy is actually really a powerhouse because, and he's for sale actually. He is a Fire, Spider, Orange Dream, Clown, and he's got possible pastel in there as well. So this is a powerhouse clown. If you're looking to get Fire, okay, and Orange Dream into your clown project, this guy will do it in one generation, and he's ready to breed. He's at 19. He'll definitely breed this year. His daddy is exactly the same as him, and I produce so many awesome looking clowns from that father. I was thinking about actually holding him back as a backup. So I'm not sure. I have another one also that's similar to this. This is the most extreme one with the most reduced. It almost looks like it's blade. It's such a very thin dorsal line down its back. It's like almost like barbed wire. It looks like really, really beautiful. Almost looks like an Amazon tree boa, except it's not green. Really nice looking, very interesting clown pattern too. So if you guys are interested, let me know. But this is, once again, not as extreme orange, but once again, you got the clown in there. So that adds a whole other layer to these projects. And once again, putting this into more, Orange Dreamish clown project stuff will really make some nice improvements to and clean up my clown projects quite a bit. I haven't had as much clown luck, although at the end of the season this year, I got some really good stuff, as you saw with my Pinstripe clown clutch. So this guy to a Pinstripe clown, might be something nice that will reduce pattern even more. I can't even imagine what that would look like. This with like banana Pinstripe clown, that might be a nice combination to do and try out. This might be the stupidest snake I've ever listed for sale. He's been up too, and no one's bought him. I can't even believe it. This is, I'm definitely keeping him. I have to change my mind. I'm taking him off market tomorrow. This guy is so amazing. This is what I believe to be a banana orange dream, yellow belly, leopard lesser, 100% het pied, possible het hypo. So, I mean, there's a lot of genes in this. Look how clean this is. Talk about orange and stripe. Look at this. I mean, the lesser and the orange dream look great together. I don't even know if there's actually yellow belly in this guy, to be honest with you. I thought when he was younger there was. But the banana combined with the orange dream and lesser, and then add that leopard, you get that striping. Because leopard and lesser both produce stripes. Together they produce really nice stripes. And this is a really, really clean looking male. I mean, look at this, and look at those. Look at the interesting pattern along the side. This is a really, really cool looking guy, and he's het pied 100%. So I think I'm going to breed him to some pied females I have this year, and see what he produces, because this is gorgeous. He's really, really. I mean, this is about as clean as he gets. Look how clean that is. There's nothing. There's not a single black speckle anywhere with this guy. And think about it. Think about banana. What banana does. Banana, gives you all the speckles. This is cleaned up. I don't know if it was the lesser that cleaned it up or what, but I would probably say it probably was the lesser. He's not happy then, that's for sure. Get a nice close up. He's blowing air. Look at a little dot on his head there. Very clean looking orange snake. And we'll end today with another beautiful, crazy orange snake that I produced last year. This male, I don't know if I have him on Morph Market. I had him up for sale, but here's another one. I just want to keep holding back snakes. He is unbelievable. Banana, orange dream, Enchi yellow belly. Possible hypo. He could be hypo. I'm not sure. So we have to put a possible hypo on this guy. He's either hypo or he's 66% het hypo, because both parents were het hypo. But it's hard to tell. And as you can tell, he's champagne as well. And interestingly, when you have a champagne that is also bred to a pied, you get pied markers, which is basically, it looks like it's a pied, it's het pied. So this is 100% het pied as well. So it looks like it's a pied, but it's really not, because champagne het pieds look pied. If this was a true pied, I'm sure it would be way more white. And this is just a very clean, beautiful snake. I got lucky. I hit a lot of really good odds on this in terms of, what genes got into it, and he's actually gotten better as he's gotten older. Look at that. Look at those black eyes too. He's just got something just really nice about this snake. And I don't know. I had a chance to sell him a couple times and it didn't go through, and I'm almost thinking it was divine providence. Someone saying, "Don't sell him." It's like my dad from above saying, "Don't sell him. Look at this coloring in this guy. Look at how he's a genetic powerhouse." I'm like, "Yeah, but I got so many banana and pied stuff." Keep them. Orange, more orange. We can never have too much orange. So this is probably the most unique champagne that I've produced. Now, I have one more clutch. My last clutch of the year to hatch is going to be, or maybe my second to last clutch to hatch is going to be possibly champagne clown stuff. So that could outdo this maybe. But right now, I think in terms of champagne stuff that I produced, and I don't have a lot of champagne females, but I just seem to get lucky with champagne stuff. So I produced some really, really cool stuff in this litter too, which I can show you another time. But we're sticking with orange snakes, so he's gonna basically close out today with this beautiful, beautiful champagne banana orange dream yellow belly Enchi het pied. right, guys, I want to show you something that maybe you don't see an awful lot. And here's a beautiful vanilla cream snake that has a little bit of a mouth condition. I guess you would call it a little mouth infection, rot, I don't know. She's getting, it's a lot better now because I've been giving her antibiotics, but I want to show you guys how to administer antibiotics to a big snake like this. It's really not hard. And you know what? If you treat it right away, it's very curable, especially these snakes get infections. They rub their mouth against something, it gets irritated, and then before you know it, their whole mouth swells up and it looks horrendous. But the bottom line is, I mean, I'll clean it with a little, sometimes I'll take a little antiseptic, I'll spray it on there, clean it out, but that's not going to get rid of the infection. It just never does. I just find that it just never goes away. But if you treat with antibiotics for every 2 to 3 days, and I do a mixture of Baytril and Fortaz, which is also known as enterofloxacin and ceftazidime. Those are the generic names. And I mix them in a little syringe together based on their body weight. I've done videos on that before. We don't have to go over dosages and stuff like that. But I want to show you how you administer it. Basically, you get the snake and you want to put it on a nice solid table here. Let's turn this down a little bit so you guys can see. And what I'm going to do is you want to find the first third of the snake's body. That's where you want to do the injection, not on the back third. First third. You take your top off. I use a little insulin syringe. Sometimes it's better to use a more rigid syringe because these things bend real easy. But I think they go in much easier. And you find a nice spot. You find the spine right here, okay. And then what you do is you find right to the left of it or the right of it. That's where your muscle. That's where the muscle layer is the thickest because you want to do an intramuscular shot. You put it in nice and easy, and you push it in nice and simple. They don't love it, and that's it. You can rub it out a little bit if you want, or you can play with your snake a little bit. But that's really all there is to it. And I do this every 2 to 3 days for maybe 4 to 5 shots, and usually that's enough to get rid of a little mouth infection. It depends. I'll just keep doing it until I think the mouth is perfect. Don't stop the second you think this is still got a little bit, doesn't look perfect yet, so I'm not going to stop treating this because if I do, it's going to come back. So that's really it. Very simple. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. We got to see some amazing orange snakes, and we're only trying to make them more orange and cleaner and brighter and more vibrant, and so we're trying to get more genes that really enhance that color. And you know what? I have to admit, too many genes sometimes can spoil the brew, so you don't want to put too much in there. You got to be smart about what you apply and what genes you try to get into this so they have a good synergy and they kind of enhance each other rather than, mess each other up. I've seen some snakes that just look like dirt. There's so many genes in there you don't even know what you're looking at. So there's a fine line between, amazing and maybe ostentatious, as we say, a little overly done. But the bottom line is it's whatever you like. I mean, some people like no pattern, some people like a lot of pattern, some people like a little bit of more static in there, some people like very clean. It's your look, that's what you go for. And so when I show you the ideas that I'm having, if something rings a bell with you and resonates, you might say, hey, I want to get one of those snakes and get that into my project. Some people may say, I think it looks ugly, I don't want to put that in there at all. And that's what makes this hobby so great, because people are always making new stuff that no one ever thought of. And sometimes people make great stuff out there and you say, hey, I want to make that too, because that's so beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with that. Copying someone is the greatest form of a compliment you can give them, saying, hey, you did something so great that I want to make it too. So that's how it goes. I also hope you learned a little, something I wanted to show you. Look, we all have animals that have issues. Luckily, knock on wood, I don't have any respiratory tract infections now. But, as we head into the winter, that's always possible. Every year I get a couple, especially if you have a big collection. Right now I'm just dealing with a couple of mouth infections I have. So I have 2 snakes with mouth infections. I showed you the antibiotics I'm giving them and how to administer it. And, that's part of the deal too. You got to inspect your animals if they have something wrong with their mouth, because maybe they're rubbing too much on the top of the tank or whatever the reason, maybe you're not cleaning water bowls enough. You got to give them and treat aggressively with antibiotics. That's my belief. I mean, you can try to cleanse their mouth a little bit, but the bottom line, if there's an infection in there, before it gets systemic into their bodies, meaning throughout their whole bodies, and then they die on you, treat it. It's so treatable. Just give it antibiotics. I have a very good, I guess you could say, relationship with my veterinarian. I bring a snake in every once in a while, and he'll sell me antibiotics. He has no problem doing that. He probably makes a fortune on me, but I don't care. But I want to get them. I want to have them on hand in my refrigerator. If anything goes wrong, I could start administering. I have a lot of snakes, but you know what? If you guys have more than 1 or 2 snakes, you don't want to have to go to the vet every single time you get a little, sniffle in one of your snakes or something. It cuts itself or it gets a little infection. You're better off treating with antibiotics, okay? And you know what? If you go to the vet, they're going to probably do that anyway. So you'll save yourself a lot of money in the long run by having some antibiotics on hand. And once again, you want to get the ones that treat the gram-negative bacteria, which are the Bactral, which is enterofloxacin, or Fortaz, which treats the gram-positive bacteria, also known as ceftazidime. Those are the 2 best ones. Keep them in your refrigerator with some syringes, and this way you're not caught off guard. This way you're not going to have a nervous breakdown if you go into a snake cage and you pull out a snake and it's got bubbles coming out of its nose. You just start treating. That's all. And if you treat it right away as soon as you catch it, 99 times out of 100 it goes away, no problem. So that's the way it goes, and that's just that's just what happens when you have animals. I mean, ask any cat or dog breeder. Animals get sick. You got to treat it. You got to be, and if you have a lot of animals, you're not going to want to be bringing everything to the vet all the time. For simple stuff that you can treat easily, you got to have the medications on hand. All right, guys. Hope you're enjoying. I kind of got a late start this week, but hope you're enjoying all the coverage once again. If you are, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. We'll see you back